Hello, today I'm going to talk about how to implement the new codes in a hospital-based setting. This will involve a lot of education and persistence on your part to ensure that everything is in place for a smooth rollout on January 1st. The first place to start is within your own team of audiologists. It's very helpful to provide the audiologist templates moving forward so that they have prompts to remind them to include appropriate documentation to be adequately reimbursed for the codes. It also helps to create some internal documentation so that they're aware of which codes are being retired and which codes will be replacing those, along with descriptions on when to use which code in what scenario. Having time-based prompts built into your template will be very, very helpful for the new codes, particularly for providers who are not accustomed to reporting time-based units. In addition to that, you'll need to reach out to your coding team to make sure that the infrastructure is in place for a January 1st rollout. This may involve some persistence. Coding teams are notoriously overworked and often focus on larger surgical based code updates. They may not even be aware that audiology has new codes that are becoming live. Having communication and making sure that everything is in place both on the revenue cycle team, within your electronic medical record team, and through your coding team will be imperative for a successful implementation. Meeting with the revenue cycle team is also very important. If you have any influence over the value that is assigned to the codes, it's important to know your hourly rate, and then include a margin as well, for the professional services. If not, and this is all set by your hospital or your revenue cycle team, it can be very helpful to visit with them and get a heads up on what they plan on assigning to ensure that your professional services are being respected and compensated appropriately. It's also important to meet with your electronic medical record team, so that they have loaded the codes in time for you to drop charges when they go live on January 1st. Often the EMR teams have a lot of assignments that are due at the end of the year. So reaching out to them as quickly as possible and following up to ensure that this is done in a timely manner before the end of the year is imperative to a successful rollout. As you're likely aware, the new codes do not have RVUs assigned to them. If you're in an environment where your administrators are not familiar with having codes that don't have RVUs assigned, there may be education that's needed on the part of the audiologist to advocate for why these are necessary. Hopefully, you already have experience and your administrators are already aware of the relationship between RVUs and compensation for professional services, and that there's not a direct one-to-one correlation. If not, or if you have new administrators and accountants rolling into the unit, sometimes you need to have a prepared elevator speech to briefly explain why there's not a direct ratio for that, and that these new codes are very important and do respect and acknowledge your professional expertise. Thank you.